latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Panay Island Court secures first terrorism financing conviction. Philippine Army deploys 400 troops to Bicol for disaster response amid Typhoon Enteng. More than 20,000 families in Bicol affected by Enteng receive aid. Groups of hog raisers laud DA for immediate action against ASF. A wonderful day to everyone. Rains are continually prevailing in this country, and some classes are still suspended today, Wednesday, September 4. But we will continue to bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Ralph Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our stories, the Regional Trial Court in Panay Island secured its first terrorism financing conviction, sentencing Brins Gigodas alias Ian Arevalo to 12 to 14 years in prison. Found guilty under Section 6 of the Terrorism Financing Prevention and Suppression Act. It follows an investigation by the Philippine National Police and the 3rd Infantry Division, which uncovered his financial support for the Komiteng Rehiyong Panay. Relatedly, Major General Marion Season of the 3rd ID hailed the conviction as a significant breakthrough in combating terrorism financing.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Army deployed 400 soldiers to the Bicol region over the weekend to support disaster response operations during Typhoon Enteng. The 9th Infantry Division's humanitarian assistance and disaster response teams, equipped with 77 vehicles and a rubber boat, are on standby to aid affected areas. Army spokesperson Colonel Louis de Maala emphasized that the troops' readiness and coordination with local disaster councils help minimize the storm's impact.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
Let us hear more updates from Beth about Philippine Army wins gold at 2024 IPSC Australasia Handgun Championship.
Philippine Army personnel and reservists demonstrated their marksmanship and readiness by winning gold medals at the 2024 IPSC Australasia Handog PCC Championship in Bali, Indonesia. Major Leonard Lopez led the victories of the Team Classic Division champion, while Technical Sergeant Willard Carrera and Staff Sergeant Jerome Morales also claimed hands gold in their respective categories. The Army's success highlights its commitment in enhancing warfighting capabilities through advanced training. This is Beth Neta reporting for the EFA Community News, one EFA for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Daniete.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Office of the Presidential Advisor for Peace, Reconciliation and Unity and the Department of Social Welfare and Development have handed over 200 housing units tomorrow in National Liberation Front communities in Cebuco, Zamboanga del Norte. The housing project is part of the Pamana Modified Shelter Assistance Program, where beneficiaries help build their homes through a Cash for Work initiative. Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. emphasized the importance of providing decent housing and livelihood opportunities in the peace process.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 10th Infantry Aguila Division celebrated its 18th founding anniversary by conducting a successful medical and dental civic action program in Barangay Tuburan, Mawab, Davao de Oro yesterday. Led by Colonel Vince James Bantilan, the division partnered with the Philippine Coconut Authority and the Barangay Local Government Unit to offer free medical consultations, dental checkups, and other health services. The event emphasized the division's commitment to community well-being and strengthening ties with local residents.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From First Year G, let us hear some information from Maljoy about AFP Dirt Heroes conduct community outreach program in isolated community in Nueva Vizcaya.
Rolf, the Dirt Heroes from the 1st Civil Relations Group Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines and the St. Joseph Husband of Mary Parish of Cayapan, Nueva Vizcaya, through Reverend Father Sirach Thomas Balingan, parish priest, conducted an outreach program in isolated community of Sitio Talmo Elementary School in Cayapan, Nueva Vizcaya on August 28, 2024. A total of 43 students of Sitio Talmo Elementary School received gift packs from the Dirt Heroes consisting of pad paper, notebook, ballpen, pencil, sharpener, eraser, superbook with superbook CD, and raincoat. It was a great risk to reach Sitio Talmo Elementary School, but seeing the joy on the faces of the learners melted all the tiredness of the Dirt Heroes from traveling 60 kilometers off-road through unfavorable terrain and bad weather. Learners from Sitio Talmoy walk 2 hours barefoot every day on all seasons to reach Sitio Talmoy Elementary School, and no matter how hard it is, they will go to school every day to get the education they need to have a better future ahead. The Dirt Heroes is a special project of the 1st Civil Relations Group Civil Relations Service Armed Forces of the Philippines, which intends to reach out the geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas in Northern Luzon Command Joint Operations Area for the purpose of achieving its mission that no learners will be left behind and that we will have equal opportunities to a better education. This is Mel Ginesha reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoy.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Army and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority successfully cascaded their 2024 Memorandum of Understanding at Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. It aims to enhance the technical skills of Army personnel. The event ensures that the strategic goals of this partnership are clearly understood and effectively implemented. It focuses on providing accessible technical and vocational training to empower soldiers for both military and civilian roles.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the Philippine Ports Authority said that there are no longer stranded passengers in all ports. PPA General Manager J. Daniel Santiago said he already instructed port managers in all areas affected by Typhoon Enteng to resume their normal operations. Among the measures are to ensure that all facilities, including free water refilling and charging stations, are all functional, as well as the good condition of all comfort rooms. Yesterday, around 800 passengers were stranded in Bicol and southern Tagalog regions.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
On the other line, let us hear from Jimboy about Peace program concludes empowering unemployed youth in Northern Luzon.
The 15 days peace training program, a joint effort between the 5th Infantry Division and Career Builders Skill Training Assessment Center Incorporation, successfully concluded yesterday. Launched last August 22, the program provided 49 participants, including dependents of military personnel and former rebels, with essential skill for employment. The closing ceremony, attended by PIP ID official and local representative, highlighted the program rules empowering youth and fostering community resilience. Major General Caliber S. Sineres emphasized the initiative alignment with PIP ID mission to create sustainable peace. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Jimboy.
DWDD National News.
Around 83,000 individuals or 21,000 families affected by Tropical Storm Enteng in Bicol region have received assistance from the Department of Social Welfare and local government units. DSWD Bicol said these affected families received food packs, non-food items, and cash assistance. Non-food items were composed of sleeping kits, hygiene kits, kitchen kits, and family kits, while food packs consisted of 6 kilos of rice, canned goods, and drinks. As of Monday, more than 7 million pesos worth of humanitarian aid were given to affected residents and stranded passengers in different ports of Bicol.
DWDD National News.
Two kids are still missing following a landslide in Antipolo, Rizal at the height of Typhoon Enteng last Monday. The Antipolo City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office is conducting a retrieval operation for the bodies of two boys who were inside the house that collapsed during a landslide in Sitio Banaba, Barangay San Luis, Antipolo. The remains of two women who were relatives of the children were retrieved earlier in the afternoon. Rescuers were having difficulty in locating the bodies of the children because they may have gotten trapped in a hidden drainage beneath the river.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let's hear a report on the ground about rival Marnao clans signed peace covenant ending deadly rido in Lanao del Sur. Go for the details, Gina.
Rough leaders of the Asum and Alim clans involved in Lanao del Sur's deadliest rido signed a peace covenant ending years of conflict. Facilitated by Governor Mamintal Alonto Adyong Jr. and local officials, the agreement followed back-channel dialogues. It was also sealed with a Quran oath at the Lanao del Sur provincial capital in Marawi City. Moreover, the clans vowed to coexist peacefully after a series of clashes that claimed at least 20 lives. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you,
Yes,
Gina.
Rup.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, the Department of the Interior and local government reminded the public to follow its Operation Listo protocols to ensure safety in times of calamities. DILG urged the public to stay calm, remain indoors in their residence or evacuation centers, and to get the latest updates of the prevailing weather conditions during typhoons. The agency also told the public to turn off the electric main switch and water valve of their residence and use emergency lamps or flashlights instead. For those relocated to the evacuation centers, they are advised to wait for any instructions if it's safe to return to their residences.
DWDD National News.
Pag-asa is closely monitoring the potential development of another tropical cyclone next week. According to Pag-asa weather specialist Veronica Torres, there is a high chance that a potential weather disturbance could develop into a tropical cyclone between September 10 and September 16. There is no additional information on the potential tropical cyclone at this time. Typhoon Enteng is currently the only active tropical cyclone within the Philippine area of responsibility, but it is expected to exit today.
Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about 14th CMO Battalion concludes psychological operations training. Go ahead, Jay.
Yes, Rup. The 14th Civil Military Operation Battalion conclude its 3-day psychological operations product development training at Determinados Hall. The program led by Staff Sergeant Eliezer Cordeta and other experts trained 26 participants in essential psychological operations skills. In his closing remarks, Lieutenant Colonel Isagani Nato emphasized the training importance in enhancing the effectiveness of CMO operators. The initiative reflects 14th CMO Battalion's commitment in strengthening its personnel's capabilities for successful mission support. And this is Jay Canyo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Jay.
DWDD National News.
For other development story, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. called on the local government units to immediately address waste management issues in areas hit by tropical storm Enteng. This comes after several provinces in Luzon and Visayas were hit by floods and landslides. In a statement, PBBM also assured the public of the government's continued assistance to the affected residents. The chief executive noted that more than 65 million funds were on standby and more than 2.6 billion worth of food and non-food relief items have been set aside for those heavily affected families.
DWDD National News.
The Agricultural Sector Alliance of the Philippines, National Federation of Hog Farmers and Pork Producers Federation of the Philippines lauded the Department of Agriculture for the immediate action against African swine fever. AGA Party List Representative Nick Briones said the immediate vaccination brought a relief to the industry. NFHF chairperson and President Chester Tan, for his part, is confident that the ASF vaccine can resolve the ongoing infestation of ASF, while PPFP President Rolando Tambago is seeking for a speedy and unhampered vaccination program. Tambago said that backyard hog raisers are now in a dire situation, so they are asking the DA to prioritize them. He also emphasized that a speedy vaccination program is needed not just in Batangas, but in other provinces where hog raising is a bread and butter.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Ella Mercado, but PRO4A continues to help those affected by the tropical storm Enteng in Region 4A.
473 PNP personnel with an additional of 488 personnel from Reactionary Standby Support Force of PNP Region 4A were deployed in some provinces covered by the region, while 3,951 evacuation centers was built throughout the region as part of prompt response in the devastation of Tropical Storm Enteng. Out of 3,951 evacuation centers, 199 were currently occupied by 7,458 families or 30,321 individuals. That's according to Calabarzon PNP Regional Director, Police Brigadier General Paul Kenneth Lucas. In their released information, Police Brigadier General Lucas already issued directives instructing all provincial directors in affected areas to closely coordinate with local government units to ensure effective response and to closely monitor the current situation of all the residents across the region. Just recently, flooding has been reported in 60 barangays across the provinces of Cavite, Laguna, Rizal, and Quezon. As of now, Lucas said with this calamity, 181 individuals were rescued, 9 individuals were reported died, and 6 individuals were still missing. Calabarzon PNP urged their constituents to maintain unity in facing challenges brought by Tropical Storm Enteng. And this is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Health would soon release the Mpox guidelines for various settings and establishments. This is part of the agency's efforts to curb the further transmission of the viral disease. The DOH said that it has been taking a consultative and participatory approach in formulating these guidelines. As of September 1, the DOH recorded 17 cases of Mpox in the country since July 2022.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Migrant Workers reported that around 900 distressed overseas Filipino workers are returning home every month. Among those repatriated were 1,101 or 1,108 OFWs from war-torn countries and areas. The MW Secretary Hans Kakdak said that from August 2022 to July this year, the agency received more than 33,000 requests for repatriation. More than 26,000 of them have been repatriated.
Armed Forces Radio.
And we have a report coming in about 201st Infantry Brigade leads rescue operations in Quezon after Typhoon Enteng. Go for the details, Spencer Ross.
Yes, Rolf, the 201st Infantry Brigade of the Philippine Army under Brigadier General Erwin Alea swiftly conducted rescue operations in the affected barangays in Ginayangan and Lopez, Quezon. Collaborating with local governments and agencies, the brigade focused on ensuring the safety of residents, including evacuation and cleaning operations. Relatedly, the troops remain committed in maintaining safety and order in the storm-affected areas of Quezon Province. This is Spencer, reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer Ross.
Armed Forces Radio.
And from 2nd CRG, let us hear from Sina about 9th CMO Battalion participates in tree planting activity at Legazpi City.
Yes, Rolf, the 9th Civil Military Operations Kaagapay Battalion proudly joined the Pagbabago, a Million Trees campaign, tree planting activity held at Barangay Cagbacong, Legazpi City. The tree planting activity brought together various sectors of the community, including local government units, non-governmental organizations, and private citizens, all united in their commitment to restoring the environment through reforestation efforts. The event was spearheaded by the Office of the Vice President, highlighting a nationwide effort to combat climate change and promote environmental sustainability. The theme of the campaign, Pagbabago, a Million Trees, underscored the collective responsibility of every Filipino to contribute to environmental conservation, and the 9th Civil Military Operations Battalion involvement in this activity is part of its ongoing efforts to foster stronger ties between the military and the communities it serves, while also playing an active role in national development and environmental protection. This is Sana from Sulcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sana.
DWDD National News.
Solicitor General Menardo Guevara said that the camp of former Bamban Mayor Alice Guo has asked a Manila court to dismiss the quo warranto petition lodged against her. Guevara said Guo's camp is currently awaiting resolution by the court. The Solicitor General explained that if Guo's motion to dismiss is denied, she will be ordered to file her comment to the petition for quo warranto. Thereafter, the court will conduct hearings and then render judgment. Its quo warranto petition, Guevara sought the removal of Guo as Bamban mayor on the ground that she is a Chinese national and has misrepresented herself as a Filipino citizen.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time and same station. Stay alert, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe in this rainy weather. Again, this is Ralph Susan for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.